So today we're going to be talking about common mistakes writers make in their scripts. In my many years as a script consultant, I've noticed several recurring mistakes that kind of make writers' scripts not get onto the next stage. And I'm not just talking about the story itself, but common mistakes on the page that can be easily fixed because a lot of times you only get one shot at getting someone to read your script, and you want your script to be in its best possible shape. You don't want any mistakes just turning readers off the page. So what are the things that writers should focus on and really polish before they show their script to an agent, a manager, or anyone who's showing interest in reading this story? First of all, a premise that doesn't work. Remember, sometimes you need to really flesh it out. It's not just about having an idea. You need an actual plot. Also, a lot of times you can immediately tell on the page if the premise is just not original enough or it's something we've seen a million times before. You can write something we've seen before, but you need a new take on that idea. So it's not the same thing we've seen a million other times. Second thing, proofreading, bad formatting, grammar mistakes, typos, all of those things really turn readers off your script. So make sure you have someone proofread your script. Number 3, no outlining. You don't always have to literally outline writing everything down, but you do need to know where your story is going. When you start writing, you need to know what that end goal is going to be because you need to know how your character is going to arc thanks to the events that take place during the story that you're telling. Number 4, dialogue. It needs to sound realistic. A lot of times it sounds very stale. It sounds very unnatural. There's no subtext. People in real life don't say everything they're thinking. If not, things would be a lot easier, of course, but that doesn't sound like real people. So make sure your dialogue sounds like normal people talk. Number 5, scenes. Remember that we talked about this in another one of our blogs. You need to remember that you need to start your scenes as late as possible and leave as early as possible. Don't just drag on and on. Number 6, a lot of times writers just don't kill their darlings. That's a common expression when there's a scene that you really love, but it just doesn't move the story forward, is not needed. So remember, every scene needs to have a purpose for being in your script. Number 7, a lot of times writers just direct on the page. Unless you're directing your own story, putting your own money into the project, nobody wants to read a script that has already been directed. Directors want to put in their own creative input. So don't write things such as zooms and camera angles and things like that when you're writing a spec script. Number 8, you need to remember to grab your reader's attention from page 1. Those first 10 pages and even the first 3 really need to connect with your reader. So don't make the mistake of just dragging on and not starting the conflict right away. Number 9, you really need to remember to describe and set up your characters. A mistake I see a lot of times is that there's zero character introduction or zero description. We need to know who we need to picture in our heads when we're reading the script. Number 10, the world of the story is sometimes just not set up, not well described. We don't know what is happening or where the story is taking place. Number 11, a lot of times I see big chunks of description. Remember, never go over 5 lines. Hopefully keep it down to 3, but don't bore your reader with long descriptions. Number 12, your story needs to be character driven. Remember, the characters need to drive the action, and we can tell if it's just all plot and it doesn't connect to the character. All of those turning points should relate to your character. Number 13, a lot of times I see very cliche scenes. Just try thinking of new ways or new places where scenes could take place. Number 14, sometimes there's way too much exposition and the characters are delivering this very long, almost monologues. Remember, they're creative ways of letting us know about important information. And 15, and the final very common mistake I see is writing formulaic scripts. A lot of times, writers just want to write something that sells instead of writing something they're passionate about, something that's new, unique, something that's a great writing sample to get you noticed, to get you hired. So put all of that energy, all of that passion into writing that script that will get you noticed. And remember to pay attention to all of these common mistakes that I just described to make sure that your script is fully polished, fully edited. And here at Story Data, we do offer those services. You can inquire and we can connect you with script after script consultants that can help you polish that script to really take it to the next level before you present that to someone who can actually get it made or get you noticed in the industry.